We will begin with Aristophanes and Plato. Now, obviously, these men were not the first to do comedy. For centuries, people have been joking around, but they were pretty much the first to bother writing it down. Plays and symposiums, they were composing them. They used to slip some satirical prose in them. Through mirth, the philosophy they taught us, which brings us to the farces of Plautus. Now, mainly remembered today as the source and inspiration for Rob Pompey. In a household setting, his stories were drawn, and thus the sitcom was born. He used to satirize pomposity and snobbery and piety and every other facet of imperial society. Middle-class obsessions, both valid and bogus. Basically the good life in togas. Not a lot of comedy in the Dark Ages. I guess it depends how funny you think the plague is, but now it's the Renaissance. Let's party! Buongiorno commedia dell'arte. Highly formalized and often in rhyme, the direct antecedent of your modern pantomime. It was kicking it in Italy when, all at once, voilà Molière on La Belle France. No subject too sacred, no target too big. Think of Ian Hislop in a powdered wig. He said, "What is really the greatest satirist who ever lived?" We'll see about that, said Jonathan Swift. George is the regent, and pretty soon he's getting skewered in Hogarth's cartoons, and the great and good will all find the lunch. Money getting stolen by Punch and George Bernard and Oscar, the Irish intruders in vaudeville and musical, they like it ruder. And slapstick was also pretty groovy, which really came in handy when they started making movies. Charlie and Buster and Harold were jolly, then along came the talkies and Stan and Ollie. The 30s and 40s, the radio was king. In the 50s, television got in the ring. In the 60s in Britain, the young Santa boom overthrew the Tory government with help from Profumo. Lenny Bruce had balls of steel. Here come the Pythons, shit just got surreal. Guitar strumming raconteur folkies were observational instead of just jokey. The old school comics were still hanging around when the alternative boys came to burn it all down, and thus was born the circuit. You can still make a living if you know how to work it, but now we've got YouTube and TikTok as well. Where comedy goes next, no one can tell. But for many of us, our careers still hinge on just how we do at the Edinburgh Fringe. So we come with all the hope that experience will allow, and that brings us up to you and me right here, right now.